betrayal carves wounds far deeper than steel ever could, and in 1923 Season 3 Episode 1, trust unravels when least expected. Spencer Dutton's path, already paved with loss, takes a dark twist, a turn that blindsides everyone, but his fate is not his alone. His capture ignites a fire threatening the very foundations the Duttons have bled to protect as loyalties fracture and shadows whisper. Old secrets. One truth remains: survival demands a cost. But who will pay it? When the lines blur for a fragile moment, hope flickers on the horizon. The Duttons, battered yet unyielding, cling to that sliver of light. Kara, the family's steadfast anchor, tirelessly mends the frayed edges of their kin. Jacob, stoic bearer of immense burdens, refuses to bend though the weight threatens to break him. The Yellowstone stands defiant, yet enemies gather, emboldened by the ranch's perceived weakness. Spencer, drawn by the call of home, nears Montana, his journey etched with scars, the ghosts of battles fought and lives lost. His return promises reunion, a symbol of resilience. But destiny seldom favors the Duttons. The instant his boots touch Montana soil, an unseen snare tightens. He's walked unknowingly into the predator's den miles away. Banner Creighton, a serpent coiled in the dust, plots his resurgence, stripped of rank, but not of venom. He knows the Duttons won't fall to force betrayal, however, is a poison that seeps unseen, and he's found his vessel, someone woven into the family fabric, someone beyond suspicion. Tension coils, the Duttons brace for another fight, unaware the true menace isn't at the gates, but within their walls, and discovery might dawn too late. The days before Spencer's arrival hum with a palpable dread, a storm gathering just beyond sight. Karazer senses it in the hushed tones of the hands. Furtive glances, Jacob feels the familiar clench in his gut, a warning honed by experience. Even young Jack notes the unsettling shift in the air, but they all look outward towards known foes. Creighton, perhaps Whitfield, and his insatiable hunger for dominion, blinded to the viper coiled at their hearth. The treachery begins subtly, a misplaced tool. A locked gate found mysteriously open, incidents easily dismissed alone, but together painting a grim mosaic. Someone is systematically weakening their defenses, exposing vulnerabilities they cannot yet fathom. Spencer, bone-weary but resolute, reaches Montana, driven to defend his kin. Oblivious that the war commenced long before his return, he passes through the Yellowstone gates, expecting solace, perhaps the warmth of homecoming. Instead, suspicion greets him, reflected in eyes that once held brotherhood. He feels the change. The land itself seems wary. Betrayal's roots have taken hold, and he stands squarely in its path. Creighton observes from afar, sensing the opportune moment. His vendetta against the Duttons has festered into a need to corrupt them from the inside, and he holds a hidden ace. Someone within the Yellowstone feeds him crucial detail, eroding their security piece by piece. The first clear sign manifests brutally. A trusted ranch hand found dead, shot in the back, left in the open fields. Jacob reads it as a threat, Kara as a declaration of war. Spencer, however, sees the chilling message. It's meant for him, a warning that safety is illusion. Even here, as dusk smothers the ranch, unease thickens. Jacob reinforces the perimeter, pulling men to stand watch, but the danger breathes among them. The traitor moves unseen, arranging the board for the final devastating move. By the time the Duttons grasp the full peril, it might seal their fate. The Yellowstone, a bastion forged in loyalty and blood, now sees that trust erode, unseen, unheard. Until the fracture is complete, they've battled outsiders, financiers, outlaws, ruthless rivals, but never waged war against one of their own. This betrayal isn't a cavalry charge or a public vendetta, a silent, insidious decay gnawing at the ranch's core, with Spencer unwittingly at its epicenter. It starts as murmurs, seeds of doubt planted in quiet corners, whispers questioning Spencer's timing, his long absence. What phantoms trail him? It's almost imperceptible, a missing ledger, a garbled message intended for Jacob, an instruction supposedly from Spencer that he vehemently denies. Kara, her instincts sharp, detects the discord, But before she can unravel the threads, disaster strikes under the moonless sky. The Yellowstone faces an assault, not of brute strength, but surgical precision. Chaos erupts, cattle, scattered gates, breached, forcing the Duttons to split, their focus scrambling to contain the pandemonium, and in that orchestrated turmoil, the true betrayal unfolds. Masked figures, knowing the ranch's layout, its blind spots, its shadows move with chilling purpose. They aren't after land, livestock, they want Spencer. He fights fiercely, unaware. He's the quarry, downing two assailants before the grim realization hits. They are here specifically for him before he can react. Cold metal presses against his skull. The world dissolves into a blur. Struggles, muffled shouts, receding hoofbeats, silence. When Jacob and the others repel the attackers and reconvene, Spencer is vanished, taken, leaving only a spent cartridge, deliberately placed a signature-only banner. Creighton would leave, but Jacob and Kara don't know Creighton had an inside man, someone close, someone trusted, and now Spencer is captive, his life dangling precariously. Spencer awakens to the sharp bite of cold iron, his wrists bound, his body screaming from the beating. Damp earth and sweat fill the air. He's underground in a makeshift cell, meant to shatter spirits. The lone lantern flickers, casting dancing shadows on rough-hewn stone walls. He tries to shift, agony lancing through his ribs. They wanted him alive, but intact wasn't a requirement. Distant footsteps echo, slow, measured. A heavy door groans open, spilling a long shadow. Spencer forces his head up, his vision clearing enough to recognize banner. Creighton's sneer visage. Creighton advances, savoring the moment. Never thought I'd see the mighty Spencer Dutton trussed up like livestock. He mocks, voice thick with malice. You played ghost too long, boy. Now you're just another Dutton past his prime. Spencer's glare is flint, his jaw rigid. If you plan to kill me, do it. Creighton chuckles, shaking his head. Oh, not yet. Killing you would be merciful. I want your family broken first. I want them to witness their world collapse, knowing betrayal festered within their own ranks. The words betrayed from within strike Spencer harder than any physical blow. The unease he'd felt now crystallizes into horrifying certainty. Someone at Yellowstone delivered him. Someone led Creighton's men right to him. The sickness of it churns deeper than his physical pain. Back at the ranch, Jacob Dutton is a storm contained. The attack wasn't just a skirmish, it was war, but the precision, the insider knowledge unnerves him more than the violence itself. The Duttons have faced enemies, but this poison from within is different. The weight of it settles over Yellowstone, a choking miasma. For generations they've repelled external threats, land grabbers, corrupt lawmen, rustle, but this enemy resides among them. The very notion twists deep in Jacob Dutton's gut. He stands, hands pressed flat on the long table, mind racing. The room crackles with tension, unspoken blame hanging heavy. Kara watches him, her gaze sharp. Jack sits taut with fury. Others exchange uneasy glance, wondering who amongst them carries the mark of Judas. Then Jack, his voice low yet commanding, breaks the silence. I know who it was. His eyes lock with Jacob's, steady. Someone we trusted, someone feeding Creighton information. The lamp flickers, shadows writhe, no one dares breathe. Jacob's voice is glacial-edged with lethal calm. Who? Jack's jaw works. He forces the name out. Zane Foreman. A collective gasp rips through the quiet. Kara inhales sharply. A ranch hand curses. Zane Foreman worked the Yellowstone for 5 years, fought beside them, earned their trust, shared their meals. The idea he'd turn coat unreal, yet as the name echoes, the scattered pieces click into place. The missing supplies, the convenient absences during trouble, the way Zane always seemed nearby, yet never directly in danger. Kara speaks first, her voice hushed with dawning horror. He was the one who sent Spencer toward the south pasture that night. She murmurs, eyes darkening. The very place they ambushed him. What seemed coincidental now screams calculated setup. Jacob grips the table, knuckles white. No time for regret. Spencer is out there suffering because of Zane's treachery. Miles away, Spencer remains captive, bound to a chair, muscles screaming rage. A cold fire within. Banner Creighton paces, savoring his victory. You should have stayed away, Spencer. Creighton sneers. You returned a hero, but too late. This valley was never Dutton land, and thanks to your loyal Zane, I know every vulnerability your precious ranch holds. The name Zane ignites fresh fury, but Spencer remains outwardly impassive, eyes fixed on Creighton, searching for an opening. If Zane truly turned, his family is exposed. Creighton wouldn't stop at him. He'd use Zane's knowledge to gut the Yellowstone from within. Back at the ranch, Jacob allows no hesitation. Doubt. We settle this now, he commands, his voice absolute, his gaze sweeping the room. Find Zane, make him talk. The hunt is on, and with it the final desperate struggle for Yellowstone's soul begins. The night over Yellowstone holds its breath, a fragile calm before the inevitable. Jacob Dutton rides with his most loyal men, faces set, grimly focused. Zane, foreman the traitor, vanished like smoke once suspicion fell, but there's no hiding from Dutton justice. He knows the terrain, its secrets, but he also knows Jacob and his men. Once they have their quarry, they don't relent. Jack rides point, eyes scan a moonlit landscape. Every tick of the clock fuels his burning rage. Zane was like a brother. They'd trusted him, fought with him. Now Spencer suffers because of that misplaced trust. Jack's grip tightens on his rifle. There will be no quarter given. Meanwhile, in Creighton's den, Spencer remains bound, wrists rubbed raw, the room dim lit only by the lantern's unsteady glow. Banner Creighton looms over him, smug, triumphant, wondering why. Spencer asks Creighton, pacing, why Zane sold you out. Simple really. Loyalty doesn't fill an empty belly. He saw the tide turning long before you. Spencer shows no fear, reaction, just watches, absorbing details. The single exit, the weapons across the room, Creighton's knife. He knows survival hinges on patience, finding the precise moment. He's endured. Worse, he'll find his chance back at the ranch. Kara orchestrates their defense. She doesn't wield a gun, but her command absolute. She moves through the house, preparing ammunition supplies, ensuring every man remaining understands his duty. She is the family's heart, beating now with fierce resolve. Bring Spencer home, make the guilty pay. As Jacob's posse closes on Zane's suspected hiding place, the air crackles, trees loom like specters, moonlight slices through branches, then a twig snaps. Jack signals halt. They listen, muscles tense, breaths held, footsteps. Jacob swings down, silent as the earth, rifle ready. Jack follows, heart pounding. A figure darts between trees. Zane, he's making a break for it. Jack gives chase, adrenaline surging. Zane knows the woods, but Jack knows them better, cutting him off before the riverbank. Zane stumbles to a halt, chest heaving, eyes darting wild. Jack, he gasps, hands slightly raised. It ain't what you think. Jack cuts him off. You betrayed us, voice low, menacing. You betrayed my family, put a knife in our backs. Zane, Jacob steps forward, rifle aimed steady. Where is Spencer? Lethal, ice cold. Zane falters, eyes searching for an escape route that doesn't exist. His hands tremble, breath ragged. They got him at the abandoned mill. He confesses, but they won't keep him long. Creighton's making an example to break him before the final strike. Jacob processes the information swiftly. No time left. Every second Spencer's captive pushes him closer to death. You ride with us, Jacob orders, motioning. Tie him. Zane offers no resistance. His fate is sealed by Jacob's justice or Creighton's bullet. His time is up. Riding back, the plan solidifies. They know Spencer's location. They know the cost. Before dawn, they strike for Spencer, for family, for Yellowstone. The ultimate battle looms, no retreat possible. The stakes are absolute. The fight for Yellowstone hurtles towards its climax. The Duttons will risk everything to reclaim Spencer and exact vengeance for the trust so brutally broken. The confrontation is inevitable, every choice a matter of life or death. As the storm gathers, stay tuned to Mixflick for every update, breakdown, and discussion on night intense content. What awaits the Duttons? Share your thoughts below. Remember, the deepest betrayals often forge the most legendary conflicts. Keep watching. The next chapter ignites